Climate Action News, brought to you by We Don't Have Time. This series focuses on business partners and investors supporting We Don't Have Time. And next to me here in the studio in Stockholm, I have a counter, and it's counting down to 2030. And by 2030, we need to halve our emissions of climate gases in order to meet the Paris Agreement. So we need to work together. With me in this episode, I have Susanné Wallner. She is business manager at Mariestad Municipality in Stockholm.
Meet Susanné Wallner, business strategist of Mariestad Municipality, a UNESCO model area for sustainable development in Sweden. Mariestad's unique electric village is testing and demonstrating sustainable transport and energy systems to meet climate goals. Electric Village includes renewable energy systems like Sweden's 5th hydrogen station and sustainable transport, with different types of fully electric vehicles and charging technologies being tested. Logistics and purchasing are also part of the concept, with a logistics hub that replaces heavy transports in the city with smaller electric distribution cars.
So welcome to this episode, Susanné.
Thank you very much, Katarina. It's nice to be here with you.
Likewise. So Susanné, Mariestad is a UNESCO model area for sustainable development in the country of Sweden. Could you please tell us what this means?
Yeah, we are to UNESCO called the biosphere community with special culture and natural values, especially with like our nice Kinnekulle railway to a beautiful country line and nice hills and farming areas. And also we are situated here in Mariestad against the Great Lake of Vänern.
And for those of you not familiar with Sweden, could you tell us in what part of our long country Mariestad is located?
Yeah, it's not in the middle, but more in the middle of the south of Sweden.
Middle of the south. Mm-hmm. So Mariestad works very focused on climate action. Could you please tell us how this focus came about?
Yeah, here in Mariestad it started about 6-7 years ago for real, in 2050 with our political leader Johan Abrahamsson, who was sitting down with his other political colleagues, and they saw that they lost jobs. So they thought, why don't we do something? And then they started with Electric Village. Together with companies here in Mariestad, they sat down and thought, what could we do to change our way of thinking and do new sustainable innovation, test and demo projects? And that became later on our project, the Electric Village, where we test and demonstrate good things for the future. So there was the start for us, really.
And I know that you worked very strongly with engaging the municipality members, the climate dialogue with the people living in Mariestad. How did this come about?
Yeah, it was when we found out about We Don't Have Time. We had this dialogue with Ingmar Rensug, who started We Don't Have Time. And we thought, what could we do to make a change? And then we thought, okay, we can't just sit here in our municipality behind our locked doors. We have to have a dialogue. And also the political leaders need to have that dialogue today. So why don't we do something? And that's why it started. And we think it's a good idea always to have a dialogue, because then you get great ideas and you can do a change if you want to.
What impact has this citizens' dialogue had on your work?
It's on different levels. Of course, it's good to have all those thoughts and ideas and everything, but it also makes me a bit sharper in my work, because I know I can't just lay back at any time. I always have to look at what people are saying and do my best. So it gets you some, courage also, because then you can see people want to do this. So that makes me feel a bit more more courage, so to say, to do something, because I know I have the people supporting that
and watching you.
Yeah,
Also.
exactly.
That's good.
Yeah.
So Susanne, you personally, where does your climate engagement come from? And in terms of courage, if you look at the aspect of fear, what is your deepest fear when it comes to climate?
Oh, I think my first fears when I many years ago thought about this. I had an own small company many years ago, and I always thought about this, how we use the nature and also how we became sick. For example, cancer. Why do we have cancer? And we always talk about in the health issue. We always talk about to build out our hospital, not to think about how should we prevent it. So I think it's different kind of levels that made me aware and want to work with it, because I saw people near me die and everything. So I think it's different kind of issues that made me engaged in this. So
the holistic approach.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So how do you bring this approach of yours and your passion into your work at Mariestad Municipality?
Oh, I have really had lots of passion to this through the years, and I have been a forerunner. And when you are a forerunner, sometimes you get burned because people maybe don't see what you see, and you have to sometimes you have to relax and just take a breath and think. The most of the what do you say? Things you want to do, you have to really think and sit down and think, how could I get people come along with us in this? I think that's a big question. So, and because you can't just run, because then you will get sick by yourself. So you really have to you can't take everything at the same time, but you can take big steps. And when you came a bit further, like I've done now, when I have a position there where I'm able to do something, then I can take the bigger steps and I can do more things. And now I start to see it, like you mentioned before, like a holistic approach. I don't even see, I work like with the train project now to see if we can convert diesel trains to hydrogen. And when I look at this now, when I started it 1.5 years ago, it was only about the train. But today we are on a different kind of level. Like for me, it's on a total fantastic level, because now we see it like a system change in real, and we can do so much more when we look at different kind of ways to do this, where we can even hydrogen fuel, fossil-free trucks and everything in this, because we thought about how could we do it more innovative, and that's what we are doing now. So that makes me feel so good, because then we have a lot of much more savings to do connected to CO2. We are talking about hundreds of thousands of tons instead of just 10,000 tons. So that's the good thing.
And you are working together with you're partnering with We Don't Have Time. So this is also a way of spreading your good work and your examples, right? Because you share a lot of your work on the We Don't Have Time platform. So I'm curious, how did you connect? How did you discover We Don't Have Time?
Oh, that's a great story, because I thought when we were going really to do the setup of the world's first fuel cell driven hydrogen station with solar cell panels. It's the first one
in Mariestad.
In Mariestad.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, we have it, and we have 11 cars also that we have in the municipality that we drive on this fossil-free hydrogen. only water coming out. So that's great. And then we thought, who is going to help us to do this fantastic installation and send it to the world and help us with that? And then we didn't know about him, but now we know. And his name is your founder, Ingmar Rensog, because he helped us not only that day when we launched this fantastic place, he also has helped us to send it out to really hundreds of countries now, to tell them what we are doing. So that has been a fantastic support for us.
And it's all about sharing and spreading the good work that we do, right?
Yeah.
So Susanne, you have opened up Mariestad for climate dialogue on the We Don't Have Time platform. What has that led to, and how does this climate dialogue work for you?
To be honest, we have done another thing also, because we did a climate bank connected to there where we took in ideas from our own employees, but that was also connected to what we are doing with you. We thought, what can we do with our own employees in the municipality? So we had a lot of ideas, and then we thought, how could we start this with other people? And there we went for the climate dialogue, because we think, as we mentioned earlier, that if we could get good ideas, it makes me go on, not go to sleep.
It's your fuel. It's your hydrogen.
I see all these ideas coming in. I have to work to get people to see that we really do it for them, and we could do it together. And I think that's the most important thing, that we could do it together. But also, it's another thing. I work with the companies here in Mariestad. And when we get good ideas from people in the city, we could connect them to each other so they could work. Normally, companies maybe work their way, and you have other municipality people, they go for the daily work, so to say. But here we could give them together, put them together and help them with different kind of ideas.
It's a great example of speeding up this process, and we're looking at the counter here. We are really in a hurry again. We are. So Susanne, in terms of what you want to achieve personally, as in your work as a business manager, but also as municipality, what can you boil this down to? What do you really want to achieve?
I want to achieve better health issues for people, but I also want our companies to be more sustainable and help them to do the change. And I don't have all the ideas. I have to be open-minded and get help from others. So it's very important to be brave in that also, to just be open-minded and think, I can't do everything by myself. I have to have help of others. And then I also want to help others. I think that's the most important thing here, for us to do it together and come along together so we can solve this. Because it's not only one thing you have to do. It's quite a lot.
It is a holistic approach that's needed for sure. And we don't have time. We're very happy to have you on board. You're a great inspiration for us in your municipality. And thank you very much for joining me here today on Climate Action News. Thank you, Susanne.
Thank you very much.
And please stay with us. Keep yourself updated on what's happening on the We Don't Have Time platform. And if you haven't downloaded the app yet, please do so. It's very easy to find on places where you find apps. And of course, stay updated so you don't miss the next episode of Climate Action News. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.